What's going on, everyone? Slovosh here, bringing you some Marvel Heroes gameplay. Today I am showing you the updates that Blade just recently received on patch 1.78. This was a momentous patch for Blade. It fixed a lot of his issues, I think, personally. A lot of the issues that he was having was spirit management and long animation times, and it seems like they gave everyone who wanted Blade to be fixed what they wanted. So his serum is finally at a state where it makes more sense, and his specializations make more sense, and his specific moves, his signature moves, those are a lot more hammered down, and they're better. So let's get into what changed, and then my build that I'm using, and then if I can, I'll show you really quickly some cosmic Midtown madness, or Midtown patrol, really, of this build and how well it works. Some of the changes that took place was Blade's deadly dash, aka his dash move, is now smoother when you do it multiple times in a row. I never really thought it had a bad issue with it. Like, a lot of people were saying it was clunky and it looked like frames dropped or something when he would do the double sword swipe, but it does seem really fluid now. He stays in one line, it's not as clunky, and he just keeps jumping. So that's his new dash. That was changed. One of his other passives, long-lived, it now regenerates 310 health when you hit. So basically, if you hit with a melee or a ranged move, now you get health regeneration when you hit. But for melee powers, it's doubled, so that's 620 health per hit when you hit with a melee move, which is fucking awesome on Blade. So that changed. His passive overall, I think, got a 20% damage buff across the board to all the stats, so they're 20% higher than they used to be. This is absolutely amazing for him. His damage overall was, I thought, great before, but now it's out of fucking control. I've been just shredding through Cosmic Midtown. I can't wait to show you guys this. So his long-lived passive changed for the better. In Control, if you use the In Control specialty, it now never causes thirst to increase, so you can literally do whatever you normally do and it will never move. So all the bleeding effects, all that shit, nothing changes ever. So if you basically want to take out the whole thirst mechanic and never have to worry about health loss or anything like that, you can do In Control. You get 5 damage negated, 5% base health regen, and spirit cost reduction. It's actually pretty good if you just want a vanilla build. I mean, if you want to just become more of a tank and not have to worry about juggling bars or doing anything like that, you could literally not ever have to press serum unless you wanted like a buff, because using this In Control specialization, this basically just makes a serum buff the only reason why you'd use serum. It doesn't help you get rid of the starving effect anymore, so that's pretty neat. I don't think Only When Necessary changed at all, except it's just a gigantic spirit buff. I mean, the specialization, before it reset all your cooldowns, it extends serum's effect, and now it also is going to restore 30% of your maximum spirit. That is not new. I just want to make that clear. That was always there. But now the serum, if you see down there at the bottom under active effects, it says restore 20% of your maximum spirit. So if you have this specialization on, not only are you going to reset all of your cooldowns, but you're going to get 50% of your maximum spirit back every time you pop the serum, which is every 12 seconds. So that's pretty fucking crazy. His spirit issues are going to be non-existent if you have this. I mean, that's like just a spike in mana every 12 seconds. So you could press it to reset your cooldowns and get all your mana back, dash away, do whatever the hell you want. So that's like your mana intensive specialization. And then now Never Sated Basically, this specialization, this isn't really changed from the previous build, except now that you got Spirit Regen, it went from 6 mana per hit up to 15 now. And then also when you do 10 stacks of Bloodlust, your icon here for the serum will actually light up and give you like a visual indicator like, hey, pop me, so that you can get the maximum effect. So let me show you that real quick. So if I'm just running around through here, you can see Spirit's building up now. Hopefully I don't kill all these dummies. I've been whacking away at them a little bit before the video. But okay, so I got 2 stacks of Bloodlust. Let's jump over here. 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. It should be lighting up right now, but this is where you would pop this. And now you gain the all the buffs, which would be, you know, for basically the only reason you run Never Sated is because you get like 50% more critical and brutal damage per stack. So it's pretty amazing. But basically the spirit recovery while you're starving or fully red bar here, that's been increased, so it helps with mana regeneration too. So spirit problems have now been solved. One of the biggest changes is serum, and I kind of hinted at it earlier. Serums, basically it's going to provide a maximum health boost now. As you can see there, that passive effect, it's giving you a little bit more than it used to for the maximum health. It's also increasing the health you gain back whenever you pop serum when you're in starving mode. So once you go starving, you used to get a lot less than this, but now you get 15% if you pop at any time, but if you're starving you get an additional 30%. So you can get a total of 45% of your maximum health spiked back basically every time you're starving. And then also it restores that 20% spirit that I was talking about before. And now the attack and movement speed has been increased to a flat 20% increase. So you're going to increase your attack speed by 20% and your damage by 20% and your movement speed by 20% anytime you use serum. So using serum is a huge steroid boost. So this is still probably going to be in most of your builds. I mean, it almost has to. It's everything that Blade's about. Is you get Constitution, you get the evade, you get the regen, you get the, you know, oh shit button, basically built in dodge, defense, all that shit. And now you get a steroid buff on top. It's too good. It's his bread and butter. That's become quite the powerful move across the board. I'd say the only thing that even comes close to this move for like spike healing and spike mana is Inflate on Mr. Fantastic, at least that I've seen. So this is awesome for survivability and mana regen, or spirit regen. I always call it mana. Advanced Technique, which is one of the moves I'm using a lot. This got changed a little bit. Before, whenever you pop the first blade, where he'd like do his little blade dragging along the ground kind of animation, it was super slow. So that's been sped up a lot, and the invisibility has been taken off. So guys aren't running away from you anymore, but instead you terrify them. So it's irresistible. Basically, Terrify prevents people from moving. So once you activate this, you go invulnerable. Everyone basically gets immobilized, and then you can hit it a second time, do the big slash, and then the third time, it's sped up a lot. How many times you can do the flourish type move. So let me show you that real quick. That is the Advanced Technique I'm talking about. Zoom in a little bit. You can see that was the whole activation of it. Much faster, probably about 50% faster than it used to be. And you're no longer going invis, even though it kind of looked like I did. He turned black, but I guess that's invulnerability, maybe. That's the visual cue for serum. Normally it pops up over here as a buff, but I wanted to tell you guys that some of the other changes that have affected blade are now the namesake on the last knife throw. It's always a brutal strike, so you always get double or triple damage basically on that one. And then the toxin loaded gauntlets, these basically, they added in the word immobilize. So basically whenever you'd run up to someone and you'd use these, it would immobilize them. You just didn't know that it did, so people couldn't run away from it because it's really hard to actually hit unless someone's stationary. So if someone's moving, you activate this, it prevents them from going anywhere, and then you can pump them up with that, and they take a lot of damage. So for single target, it's very good. And then probably one of the most significant changes is Party Crasher. This has been sped up a lot. So now there's no animation of him like, you know, squatting down and then jumping. It's just boom. So as you're moving, whatever you're doing, you can see how much faster that is before, because he used to pause then jump. It'd be like pause, jump. So that now it's, you know, you can be in the middle of your dash much quicker, more fluid. You can keep doing whatever you're doing. And all these changes have sped him up, increased his damage, helped with the spirit management, all that shit. So now let me get into my build real quick. I wanted to tell you guys that I built him before this patch, so the Macron crystal, although it's really good for leveling, if I were to take him, you know, for multiple prestiges or something, this would be something I probably don't want to roll down into something else. But if I have enough Eternity Splinters, I'll probably, or Odin Mark, sorry, if I have enough Odin Marks, I'll get a different legendary now that his spirit is a lot more manageable, because I used the Macron on him because I hate running out of spirit more than anything in this whole game, and this keeps his spirit at bay at all times. And now that he's got all these other ways of getting it back, I don't think he needs this anymore. I'll probably go with something like a Axe of Ares level 80 or something and just get massive amounts of, you know, damage out of it, kind of thing. So that will probably change, but the rest of this, pretty cut and dry. I'm just using his melee build, so I'm using the melee slot 1, his slot 2, slot 3, slot 4, slot 5. Try to get as many as I could to 69. I'm still waiting on the slot 5 to get to 69. I got Industrial Signet for his ring. Don't need River of the Soul anymore, but I could change this to probably Power Dupe now, just to get massive amounts of brutal damage pumping out of that thing. So I'll probably change that as well. Lemuria's just for the health on hit. I mean, with some of his moves, it just doubles it. Like I think Never Sated actually says that, right? Health regeneration on hit while starving by 50%. Increases health regeneration. So when you're Never Sated and you're starving and your whole screen's blood and ready and you're bleeding out, kind of thing, you get 50% more health regeneration per hit. So all of his moves that say health regeneration on hit, or anything that's gear wise giving him health regeneration on hit, like Lemuria's, that's going to be increased by 50%. So that's why I'm running that, so I can just basically keep myself in the starving mode and just keep running through guys and keep regenerating health. I barely ever have to use a med kit with this build that I'm running. Just giving him some other stuff that helps with bleeding targets, the Sabertooth's Mane, Gem of the Curse, obviously, Sabertooth's Medallion. This could easily be, what is his name? Grim Reaper. That'd be another good one here. Taskmasters. This is just kind of a placeholder, as well as the Blessed Nano Armor. But these are both good. This has a lot of health regeneration and +2 to fighting. You can't really go wrong with. So that's what I'm running for his gear. Basically just all crit damage on his different grades. I got a med kit, regen, and health on hit from his core as well. I'm using Wolverine insignia, and then just my vanilla build of a pet right now. Let me go over the skills. Again, this is a melee build for Blade, and this works very well for large amounts of guys. Single target, it's not quite as strong, but any means necessary is actually really good, and now that serum is giving you huge amounts of buff at almost no expenditure at all or any downside for popping it prematurely. It's really good. So I'm using Whiplash. This is my right click, as you can see. Whiplash is really good for applying your grievous wounds and running through guys and hitting multiple guys and killing everything on the screen, making them bleed out, all that good stuff. Any means necessary, that's my left click. This is for single targets. If you're running up to someone, you're going to probably do any means necessary until they're dead. After you apply the bleed with Whiplash, you can use Stake Through the Heart to really spike down like your rare guys or execute a boss if he's low health. Also, Advanced Technique. This is the melee signature. This is really good, and especially even better now that it's been buffed in damage and sped up quite a bit. So this is going to be even more prevalent in this build. But this you'll use on any bosses or really, really stubborn guys. The only pain of this is that it's a 40-second cooldown, so you got to kind of weigh that out. But this is for big guys, and this thing alone can do 4 million damage per swipe. It's crazy.
The hunger comes back with a vengeance.
Rather than toxin loaded gauntlets, I'm running hyper toxin grenade. This thing is just way too good to not use. You just roll this out. It rolls really fast to wherever you click. Applies that toxin, mist on all the guys, and basically anyone who dies within, that has that toxin applied to them, they all explode for an extra damage, which then splashes on other guys who then chain reaction blow up the entire screen. So every 6 seconds you can throw one of these and basically clear out an entire screen of guys. Even in Cosmic Midtown, it's probably one of my favorite moves in the whole game because the chain reaction is just so satisfying and bodies go flying everywhere. It looks like, a stack of rag dolls were all put on top of a bag of C4 and it was detonated. It's crazy. It's just like a big plume or dome of like guys in rag doll form flopping all over the place after this thing goes off. It's super satisfying, and for single target you could use toxin loaded gauntlets, but for like Midtown, just farming stuff in Midtown, this is the way to go, I think, because you can roll this out, run through your guys with Whiplash, and that also applies the extra grievous wounds damage. So do this, do your Whiplash, the guys will either bleed out or just blow up from this, and then half your screen's already gone. Any stubborn dudes you can Stake Through the Heart or run up to them, hit it means necessary, and then pop your signature. So Party Crasher, you can do this as well. Sometimes you throw the hypertoxin grenade and then Party Crash in, and between those two and the vulnerabilities and whatnot, you're probably going to blow up half the screen anyways, and if not, then you just got 10% damage applied, extra damage on bleeds, so you can go like hypertoxin, Party Crasher, and then just Whiplash around on the screen a little bit. Everyone should blow up if they're not already dead just from Toxin and the Party Crasher together. So this is going to be the way you jump around stuff, and this is going to be the way that you go into battle. So this is really nice, and now that's faster, it's even better. Obviously the serum, I was talking that up, you want that maxed. That's basically everything that is blade. Specialization, I'm using Never Sated, just because with all the health regen you got from the bleeding targets and Whiplash, and it's a melee and all that shit, you basically can just run around until you get your 10 stacks of Bloodlust, then just really go beast mode, pop this, and then regen all of your health and just murder people because you're getting like 50% extra damage on everything. So it's awesome. So Never Sated with serum. I got 1 point into the ride. I got Long Live passive maxed out, and that's the build, guys. Also, I wanted to show you the ride. Everyone was complaining about how slow it was, and now it's a lot faster, and it looks like he banks when he's turning. So you'll see here when I cut around as he leans. See how he leans when he's going around stuff. It's a little easier to see when he's like, I need to go this way. Yeah, see how he banks rather than the whole thing just turning really hard. But anyways, it's much, much faster than I remember it being. I feel like this actually might be a good travel power now, because I mean his dash is probably still faster, and with his like infinite mana now that he has, but yeah, you can see how fast his dash is. But still, if you want to ride the motorcycle, it's pretty beast mode. And I just wanted to clarify for you guys, I have that old school ride because I'm using his old school costume. If you use the new modern blade, you'll get his like crotch rocket ninja looking bike. Anyways, moving on with this this video, I want to just run through Cosmic Midtown real quick, show you guys this build, and show you how much success I've been having with it. This should just be real quick. I don't really know that I have a point to what I'm doing in here other than just, you know, killing large quantities of guys. Let me call out my shield agent. I love just running around with Whiplash. Basically never stop whiplashing. This is like max Whiplash build. And then whenever you see a whole screen of guys like that, you drop the Toxin grenade, bodies go flying. Party crash in, drop a grenade. Alright, so there we go. That was me hitting that guy with the stake through the heart. You can see right now I'm at max. I'm gonna pop it, and now I'm gonna whip for like double the damage. This is just, I mean, it just slaughters people. I wish there was more guys actually, because it's insane how much damage you can apply to people. And then also his ultimate is much better than it used to be. Let's get down to these mosses, see what they got for us. Alright, so you can see right there my my serum is lit up, which means I can pop it. And now I'm getting extra damage. Let's apply it. Regens here. Oh yeah. That was the signature. I know it's hard to see. The guy with the stake to the heart. Almost at my max bloodlust again. Pop it. Party crasher, get these. Stake to the heart. Let's do single target now. He's gone. Alright. Let's go over here. Just keep whiplashing. Whiplashing is such a good movement too, because guys can't stop you from running. So I like to use it whenever I'm collecting orbs. I feel like it makes your hitbox bigger, so you can like collect more orbs at a time, but maybe I'm just making shit up. Stop myself from bleeding. Let's get all these drives. Ziggurat. Can't remember having a bunch of those. Still looking for a really good core, but fragments. Alright, so this is probably not so fun for you guys. Let's go up here. I just love how fast it applies bleed to like all these different guys. Sometimes I just like to run around and apply the bleed to everyone I can. Throw that bomb in. Some of these guys will get off the chain reaction. Got my max. Alright, so I just died there, but the serum's gonna bring me back in no time. Alright, time to pop the signature, lock his health. Just getting smoked, man. This is Cosmic, by the way. I mean, I don't take damage. Between his health regen on hit and shit, he stays alive so easily in such dangerous areas. his health.
Come out wherever you are.
Just run around like this. Just be on the brink of dying like all the time, but end up just all your health's back. Keep going. I love hitting big packs of guys. Just pop his ult anyway. Does so much fucking damage. Just million hit after million hit. Whoa, mama. Yep. I'm gonna eat some dick, bull man. See, right now, no one's gonna stop me from getting all my things. I'm still dealing damage, so I'm not just running around being worthless. But anyways, guys, that's my build. This is Cosmic Midtown with Blade melee build. I'm sure everyone's running something similar to this. It's pretty cut and dry which skills work well with one another. Off the serum, you're in danger. And that is the build. Let's head back somewhere that's a little more quiet. You can hear me as I close this video up. Come on now. There we go. Let's get rid of that guy. See you, bitch. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoy my update on Blade with the new patch 1.78. This was just released, I believe, yesterday, which was the 9th of November. So this is all brand new shit coming to Blade. It's made him a beast. He already was before, in my opinion, at least with the build that I was running, but now I can switch out a lot of his non-damage increasing items I was wearing for spirit management out for something that would give me a lot more a lot more damage output. So River Soul will change, and Macron will probably change to something a little bit better. And other than that, I think he's a beast already. So my damage is just going to skyrocket at this point. And excuse me, I'm really looking forward to, him. I think he's in a great spot right now, and I'm going to probably play Blade a lot. He's very easy to go through Midtown, and again, I think Hyper Toxin Grenade by itself is enough of a move to make me want to, just play with him. This move is so fun. You just throw it out there, whip around through people, and then your whole screen blows up. It's insane. Like, this move alone in Hollow Sim will clear out an entire third of the screen. So if you throw the Hypertoxin Grenade up here and then go to the left and clear those guys with the Whiplash, these dudes will all blow up. All these dudes are getting just whipped to death. You do one of these maneuvers, throw it up there and then run this way. All those guys will die, chain reaction. All these dudes die from the Whiplash, and you just keep going. It's too good. But anyways, guys, I'm really enjoying Blade. I loved him before this patch, but as soon as I read this, I knew I had to come home and try him out, and he's in a great spot. And if you guys aren't playing Blade, you should give him a shot. I think he's in a really good spot now. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you enjoy some content. Feel free to like the video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you want some more content. Peace out, guys.